Hey guys, welcome to KC Crypto. My name's Josh, and this week I have a video on a Bitcoin market cap prediction, and from there we'll use that to come up with a couple of different price predictions as well. The how I came up with the Bitcoin market cap prediction is using the total market cap prediction that I came up with in my first YouTube video, which I'll leave a link below if you guys want to check that out as well and see how I came up with that number. Okay, so let's get into the Bitcoin prediction. So if you take a look in January, the Bitcoin market cap was $527.8 billion. In April, we're now sitting at $1.19 trillion. That sees Bitcoin alone gain $662 billion into the market cap this year. And how we get to the prediction is try to figure out the percentage between those 3.5 months, and that equals out to be 125% gain between January and April. So if we just take those gains of 125% and add that to the 1.19 trillion, you can see $2.6 trillion is the new investing money that could potentially roll into Bitcoin. And then if you add the 2.6 onto the current $1.19 trillion market cap we're sitting at, you get to a $3.8 trillion market cap for Bitcoin at the back end of July. So now that we have that the market cap prediction, we'll just take a quick look at the ratio between the Bitcoin market cap and the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies and see where we're sitting as Bitcoin. So as you can see, January total market cap was $776 billion, and in January, Bitcoin alone was $527 billion of that 776. So at that time, Bitcoin represented 68% of the total market cap. If you jump to April, you can see we're now sitting at a $2.2 trillion market cap on April the 15th. And on April the 15th, Bitcoin was sitting at 1.19 trillion, which is a little over 50% at 54%. So even though we have seen that Bitcoin has gained $662 billion this year, we're still sitting at a lower percentage of the total market cap than what we were back in January. So that shows very good signs for all other altcoins that even though 1.4 trillion has come in this year, the other altcoins have done quite well to grab a fair bit of that new money that has come in, aside from Bitcoin. So if we look at the 1.4 trillion that has come into the market cap of all cryptos, and we know that Bitcoin alone has gained 662 billion of that, you can then see Bitcoin gained 46.41% of that 1.4 trillion that came in, which is just slightly less than half of that money came directly to Bitcoin. That's almost 1 out of 2 people that invest in cryptocurrency go straight to Bitcoin, which is quite amazing. So from there, if we take a look at the July estimate for the total market cap that I came up with in my first video, which I'll leave a link below, $6.2 trillion, and if Bitcoin actually reaches the $3.8 trillion market cap that we've just come up with here, they would own 61.95% of the total market cap at the back end of July. That's quite high in my own opinion. You guys are obviously welcome to think of that as you will. But what we want to do from here is use that 3.8 trillion estimate for a market cap of Bitcoin to figure out what the price could possibly be from July this year. And how we do that is we take the $3.8 trillion that we could possibly be sitting at and divide that by where we currently are sitting at 1.19 trillion. and that equals to be 3.25. So what that means is 1.19 trillion market cap that we're sitting at right now would have to multiply 3.25 times to get to our prediction of $3.8 trillion. So if the multiplier for the market cap is 3.25, it's fair to say that the price would have to multiply roughly by the same amount. So if we go $63,700 times by 3.25, you would get a Bitcoin that is worth $207,000 at the back end of July if the market cap can somehow reach that $3.8 trillion. All right. In my opinion, that's probably a little high from where we're going to be actually sitting. And I think a better way to come up with a more a less a more realistic approach would be to figure out the percentage gains or losses that Bitcoin has seen of the total market cap. And as we were just talking about a second ago, if you take the 54% that we currently represent of the total market cap away from where we were in January, 3.5 months ago, you can see that Bitcoin has lost 14% of the total market cap over the first 3.5 months of this year. So if we take the 54% that we're sitting at now, and if we subtract another 14% away from that, and in 3.5 months, if we represent 40% of the total market cap rather than 54 that we're sitting at right now, that could give us a more precise indication of where we could be sitting if this downtrend continues. I'm not saying it will. We could end up going up to the 61%, but this is the downside version of it, which you should always prepare for. So if we use the 40% and add that over to this little table here, and if we use the $6.2 trillion total market cap and we figure out the 40% mark of that, that would see Bitcoin at a market cap of $2.5 trillion. Now, in my opinion, that sounds a little more realistic than the 3.8 trillion. Hopefully, the 3.8 trillion does happen. That would be the best outcome, obviously. But let's just figure out the price prediction using the $2.5 trillion market cap and see where we're sitting at there. So we figure it out the exact same way as the first price prediction. We go 2.5 trillion divided by 1.19 trillion, and that equals 2.10. So then we apply that multiplier to the price, because we know that we have to multiply 1.19 trillion by 2.10 to get to our $2.5 trillion estimate. So we apply the 2.10 to the $63,000 price of Bitcoin, and then that sees a Bitcoin worth $133,927 Bitcoin at the back end of July, if we can reach the $2.5 trillion market cap, which is a little over double of where we're at right now. And as you can see from these numbers that I've shown before, going from January 776 to 2.2 trillion, that's more than double. And obviously, it's easier to double a smaller amount than it is a larger amount of 2.2 trillion. But it's definitely not undoable, considering the growth of cryptocurrency as a whole, and the fact that this year alone, all the money that has come into cryptocurrency, the 1.4 trillion, almost 50% of that has come directly to Bitcoin. So nothing would surprise me really if Bitcoin ended up with more than 50% of the next 3.5 months worth of new investments that come into cryptocurrency as a whole. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's my price predictions working from the market cap predictions that we've come up with. If you think that these price predictions or the market cap predictions are correct, leave a comment below. If you don't think they're correct, leave a comment below as well. If there are any other coins that you guys would like me to cover, drop a comment below with those, and I'll try my best to get around to making some sort of video on those as well. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.